welcome back to the Schmitter's 100 Acre Woods. So out here today getting the roof put on, so that's the final step for getting this project completed up here. So went through and we're getting everything, all these pieces of metal stuff back in under, so that obviously whenever it rains you don't have any come back in. So we had only about 13 to 14 feet on the roof, so we had quite a bit. We had 16-foot pieces we could buy readily, so ended up stuffing everything else up in under. So I had to take out about 2 rows of screws and then could get that metal slid back in. So just slapping it here and getting it in under the other metal, and just sped this up to kind of move this along, because same process over and over, then putting screws in the purlins to get everything attached. So had 9 full pieces and then 1 little piece there at the end, and then we go through and get the end cap pieces to put on and kind of get this all completed. So kind of go through a walkthrough of everything we got done here. Okay, so got all the roof on. Basically had to start at this side and got it all put on. So 9 sheets from here and then part of a 10th sheet out there, but finally got it all under cover. Start drying up under there so that we can get some wood stored. So a couple more things, just kind of let it dry. Do a little bit more leveling under there, and then do a lot of bug spray, make sure we don't have any bugs before we start stacking wood. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and tag this on to the end of putting the roof on. So I know the addition here ended up being several videos, and I ended up at about 6. This will be part of number 6. But I ended up breaking it into kind of some smaller videos instead of having like one really long one, just because it was pretty involved. So I figured I'd do, if you haven't watched all of them, kind of a recap. See if there's anything you're interested in, kind of going back and checking. So I'll just kind of do a quick recap on what all we ended up doing and what was involved, and then kind of show you the finished product here. Okay, so try to run through everything pretty quickly here, not make it too lengthy, but basically had an existing drain here that just daylighted right there to get the rainwater off the roof that was before, to get it to just go out so you didn't have it building up next to the building here. So we went ahead and replaced this drain here and had it run out over there where there's kind of a clearing. So we did that first. Put a drain pipe in, part of that drain, to get a gutter. Whenever we put gutters on that roof there, went ahead and put that piece in now so that we can run it out later. Okay, removed all the dirt. You can kind of see what we had before. So it took about, I don't know, 2.5 to 3 feet of dirt here. Since we did that, we kind of had this wall here, so we put block in, kind of help hold that, and then put a drain behind there. So to get that drain out and to drain the roof here, put a drain, just inside the gravel, so have those boards so I could walk in the, along the dirt there, but put a drain in along here, tied it in so that it's kind of at an angle, tied in with the other drain we put in, and then ran everything. Those are then tied together and then run out. So we've kind of put dirt back on here, helping this dry out really quick, giving all the water someplace to go that's in the ground. Also rainwater is kind of going through, and then everything's running off a lot nicer than it was before. So have all that done. So that was kind of the precursor to getting a lot of this ready. Just kind of trying to get some drainage type things situated. So then come back to, we just had dirt here, put gravel down. Before that, we put some of that black landscape fabric down, or driveway fabric, depending on what exactly you call it. But basically, it's kind of like a poly plastic that you put down, just so that all of like the 11s that we have here don't just sink into the mud, and then that way just kind of creates that barrier. So got that put in, put all these 11s in, kind of got it leveled off, and everything here. So then we had some phone poles um, laying around, so we put those in the ground, so dug those holes, got those put in. So used those three, put our header up. So everything in here is stuff that we have cut. So had a red oak header, so put one on both sides after we got that notched, got it put up. Then we worked on our rafters, so got those tied back in to the existing rafters and came down, got those put up. Cut some new purlins, so had an aspen tree sitting around, so we cut the purlins for that and got all those put up. Here, did the overhang so it matched the other roof, so it tied right in. So we have that, and we put the metal up. So just a real quick recap of kind of the 6 days worth of kind of how I have it labeled, worth of, the project that we did. So kind of broke it up that way. But now we have a nice place that we can actually store wood that'll be undercover, have good airflow through here, um, and everything. So we've kind of started just kind of getting some stuff under cover here. So that's what you see here. Some of the 2x leftover from the aspen, we just kind of set in here just so it's not getting wet. Um, these we may keep full length or we may cut them down. So basically we have about 12 feet, between 12 and 13 feet from there to our posts. So it gives us quite a bit of room where we can put stuff this direction, which is going to be the primary thing. We have where the little tractor should fit in here height-wise. You can drive stuff in on the little tractor, and we'll start at that end, obviously, and then work our way out as we cut stuff. We figure the very end, kind of undercover, we'll reserve for like some of the 2x4s and kind of construction material that we'd be getting to more frequently. That way you can just kind of come around the corner, get those, and then, a lot of that stuff you kind of hand do, a piece or two at a time. So we'll probably do that, and then kind of coming out, we have red oak, hickory, walnut that needs to be cut up over here. You can start to see it over there. Some cherry. So we have all that. Been waiting to cut it to until we had a place to really store it. So we got that stored here. Okay, a couple of the more nuancy things that I didn't show that we did after we got the roof up. So we put bolts up to bolt the new rafters onto the existing rafters. Before we just had some screws holding it. It is kind of sitting up there, but went ahead and did the bolts as well. And then we did add this additional piece here. So basically, there is a little bit of gap up there. So we put this up just to kind of help hold some more of that weight, just as kind of an additional support. So we did add that as well once we had the roof up. So with the sun and kind of hard to see on video, there's a little bit of a dip here, kind of in that area about where we put the drain in. We have leftover 11s, so now that it's kind of drying up over here, our plan is to take the tractor, bring in some more of those 11s, kind of get this raked off a little bit better before we really start putting stuff in here. So do that one last time, get, of course, all the ladders, get everything taken out. I want to paint that, so I may work on that today, get that touched up, and then we'll be able to start storing stuff in here. So see where I can walk out, kind of get you an overview of what it looks like from the outside, and that'll be it for this project. So finally got it under cover, so you'll be seeing it as we cut stuff and bring stuff in here to start to dry. So um, So hopefully you've gone and checked out all the videos, kind of the different segments of this, um, and um, just kind of see what we've done to add on. So um, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe, and we'll catch you next time. this is kind of what we have in the queue for getting ready to mill. So still have lots of stuff at the 100 acres, but this is what we have queued up here. So two big red oaks that are here. Have a couple of different hickories here. Couple of walnuts. There's a beech back there. I believe another red oak. A little bit of cherry. That cherry's been around for a while now, so see it's starting to lose its bark and isn't doing quite as well. So um, we'll have to assess that cherry and see if it's actually worth milling up or not. And then I have here another piece of that aspen um, from the. So that's the shorter piece of what we put on, or we milled up. I mean, for um, the purlins. So there's just another piece of that. So we probably just do it as construction lumber that we can kind of stockpile. But everything else is, some kind of nicer tree. So want to get all this cleaned up, and then so we still have a little bit of dirt over there from the dirt over here. That dirt will probably just kind of spread out over there. This dirt here that we have, we'll probably, so we have a drain for the gutter on the house that comes out somewhere in here. We need to get it extended a little bit, and we want to take that dirt and kind of spread it in this area so it starts to slope off there. So we want to kind of build that up and then move our entire yard, kind of the log yard here, back just a little bit. It'll make it a little bit nicer. Just kind of getting away from the drive. We kind of have a spot here where we can drive through, but it would be nice to get everything moved back just a little bit, and just kind of get this cleaned up some. A lot of these were here kind of before we got our full system figured out. So we kind of got a little bit better system now, so we can kind of get some of this stuff cleaned up to where we can start over. And once we start bringing logs over from the 100 acres to mill up, whether it be for a project or what have you, we'll be able to kind of do that. In a little bit better fashion than we kind of have set up now.